Well, hello, you sensitive people. It is I, the Oracle of Whimsy, and it is All Hallows Eve, and I am broadcasting from somewhere in the heart of downtown Portland, Oregon. And I thought it would be fun, as the Oracle on this special night, to see if we can't communicate with our ancestors. I thought, what the heck? I mean, like, what the hooey? I'm sure my ancestors have some things they'd like to discuss with me. And I'm sure there are some things that your ancestors would like to discuss with you. And so, without further ado, just to play our cards right, I'm going to do the empath's prayer. I'm going to shuffle the One World Tarot. I believe that's how we pronounce it. Produced by the beautiful Lena Rodriguez and the lovely Sienna Rose, who looks shockingly like me 30 years ago, only prettier. So let us do the empath's prayer because we don't want to upset too many spirits. All right, we're going to do the empath's prayer. We're going to have a little fun on Halloween, and we're going to see if our ancestors come through and have a message for us. Oh, what do I have wrapped around my head? This would be a table runner. Yes. All right, let's do it. All right, I want to call on white light protection for myself and this community as we ask permission from Spirit to access the Akashic records. We call on our spirit guides and good angels to be with us. Please give us the clarity and the wisdom that is needed to empower all of us on our journeys, to make the best decisions for ourselves, our families, the planet, the people we love, but also to help those that we may have strife with. And together, collectively, as a community, we say, Amen. Let's see if we have a message from Spirit. Let's see specifically what our ancestors have to say to us at this time when the veil is most thin. Hopefully it's good news. Hopefully a couple stock tips. That's always helpful. Powerball numbers would be helpful. Maybe a description of my future beloved, location, address, phone number. Let us see. For the world is our vegan oyster. All right, let's take a look. There are two things that, the joking aside, there are messages coming in when we think about the ancestors in a traditional African Yoruba perspective, those who have passed over. Is there anything that they can tell us? Is there any perspective that they can give us for those of us who, alas, are still bound on earth? And the message we have from Spirit is twofold. Number one, that the truth is piercing the veil and that this truth cannot be avoided. The truth of our current situation, the truth of our planet, the truth of what we have to do to save ourselves and save our planet it becomes irrefutable. And so we see two things in the future of humanity. The first we see is that human beings will have much work ahead to clean up the mess. And this is typified by the Ten of Wands. So a message from our ancestors that there is much work ahead for us. Our karma card, the truth, the hidden truth is being revealed. You can see the High Priestess moving in as our karma card, which would suggest that, and that looks like Kuan Yin. It has almost like a Kuan Yin feel to it. Very pretty. It's interesting to see those two cards together because it would suggest that humanity is becoming more and more conscious and that the hidden is becoming more and more revealed. It's like we had to move away from these kinds of spiritual ideas. We enter into this mechanical phase on the planet. We learn how to make things, do things, but our connection to spirit, that veil, has become thinner and thinner, and now we're starting to understand ourselves in a more organic, holistic way. Ten of Wands, like I said, would indicate that there's actually a lot of work ahead for us. The Four of Pentacles has come up a lot at this time. This is something that Lena Rodriguez and I have talked about. This importance of prioritizing that things would become more expensive in the next couple of years, particularly meat and oil. As we move away from the steer and oil industry, both those industries are going to go up. They're trying to manipulate the market, control the market, etc. So we have to rearrange how we spend our money. If you're living on a predominantly plant-based diet, if you're eating mostly local, if you're learning how to entertain yourself at the library, at the local park, etc., if you're looking at the simple good life, then a lot of the inflation you can avoid. Not so much with rents unless you live in a place that has rent control. But this is all about frugality rather than poverty, prioritizing what you want to spend your money on. And we have this really exciting beginning happening for the planet. This is something that's come up. I think it has a lot to do with Pete Buttigieg, for example, the new contracts that are coming in for infrastructure. I mean, I don't think that people understand just how much Joe Biden's presidency did to push us towards the new green economy. And you can see springtime within the next 4 months. In the spring, the time of April especially is associated with the Four of Wands, but it's about new beginnings. We have four walls, but now we're building something that's greater. What's coming in for us also, the ancestors are talking about new employment. Old forms of the economy are dying away. Things are becoming more automated, particularly some of what's happening in factories. But you have a Page of Pentacles moving into fourth house, so that would indicate that the future, there's going to be plenty of work. It's just of a different nature. Right now is a time that the ancestors want us to just slow down and be reflective before we act, to think before we act, like the Stoic, to be able to stand back and see our position without necessarily reacting. We don't have to be reactive every time somebody pushes our buttons. The other message from Spirit is kind of similar to what we learned when we thought about the oasis dwellers, ancient peoples who would protect the lands and protect the waters, and the importance of harmony and peace so that everybody can drink, everybody is satisfied. And so we have to cooperate. That early understanding of the oasis, which comes in as these kind of cards like the Ten of Cups, the happy home, the happy family. The message here from Spirit is all the tools and more that can exist in the universe, that can exist right here on Earth. Your intelligence and the beauty of this earth is such that we have everything we need to create heaven on earth. We're entering into the time of the mother, the pregnant mother, or Gaia, which is typified by the Empress. So it's actually a time when we're pulling back from consumerism, but we're entering into a time that's incredibly creative, eye-opening with the High Priestess, and also incredibly fertile in terms of the land. Right now, we humans have put ourselves in a very restrictive situation. And part of that is because of the war in Ukraine, false teachings, misinformation, misuse of natural resources have placed us all in a situation where we don't really have a lot of choices like we used to. Not that we ever really did, but there was always one choice, which is take care of the planet or perish, right? Be a good steward of the planet. The ancestors, which appear in our 8th house, they would be those who we are in relationship with or communicating with, are saying that the message from our ancestors today is, you got this. The fear mongering has to stop. It's really not necessary. This is as close as your checkbook, how you spend your money, how you choose to live your life. Are you going to live in harmony with the earth? That's the only question you have to ask yourself right now. And if the answer is yes, then you don't have to participate in any consumerism that is going to put yourself or the planet at risk. You can simply walk away from that and make healthier, less expensive, frugal choices that are going to be good for you and are going to be good for the planet. You can see that our ancestors get the wish card. In plain words, what they want for us will be given to them. Everything that they hope for us, we can make that happen. We are, in the words of Maya Angelou, we are the hope of the slave, in the sense that those who came before us, who suffered so much, their hope was that their ancestors would have it better than they had it. And we see in the cards that the ancestors still, despite everything, have faith in us and faith in our ability to create heaven on earth. You can see here the Magician card is the hope and the fear. And then the final outcome for us, the King of Pentacles. This is the money card. It's the business card. It means that we have to wipe everything away and get down to brass tactics. And brass tactics are, again, we control them through money. This is a very clear message from Spirit. Also, we have the Sun coming out. This is a lot of cards that we've talked about in the past about this is the time of sanitation, when all the horrible, ugly, awful things that people have done come to the surface, and then we have to decide whether or not we want to change our world or not. But this is really a time of transparency. Our ancestors also come with water cards, like the Queen of Cups. She's the dreamer, she's idealistic. So the wish card is there, the idealism is there, the hopes that they had for their ancestors. Be careful about charlatans. Be careful about voting for anything that's too good to be true. Fact check everything. If a candidate is giving you a line, make sure to check it. If somebody is trying to get information, etc., just be very careful with the Two of Pentacles, not to give out too much information, particularly when it comes to your finances. America will move away from this harsh time towards a more gentle time, as will the rest of the world. In the next 6 months, we're going to be seeing major changes in how we treat the environment and how we treat one another. This is actually a really positive time because we are all moving towards a cohesive understanding that it ultimately is up to us, and each of us is called to do our part to make the world a better place. And so with that, we have the Six of Wands, which is a victory card, but of course I read wands, I read wood always to determine time, which is historically what wood was used for, to track time. Yeah. So we're seeing a 6-month period that's actually quite successful, both for this country and for the whole planet, as we move towards more awareness, more conscious participation in the new green economy. But the message here from Spirit, with all joking aside, is that our ancestors believe in us. They believe in us. They believe that we will save ourselves, that we don't have to be frightened, but we have hard work ahead of us. We have all the tools we need to make this world heaven on earth, to create an oasis for all in the traditional Bedouin away. We open our oasis all 4 directions. We welcome you. We welcome everyone, regardless of gender, even regardless of politics. If you come in peace, we will feed you. We welcome you. We only ask that you respect others and follow the rules. Be kind to all so that all can be kind to you. Be kind to the earth. Be kind to our mother so that she can continue to love us and expand her goodness into infinity. That is the true destiny of human beings. Let us come together and create this Garden of Eden and send it out into the infinite universe. All right, thank you everyone for this fun, wacky Halloween reading. If you'd like to get a real reading with me, you can go to tarotwithwhimsy.com. If you just need a quick 5-minute pre-taped reading, you can go to Wizio. All the information to make that happen is below this video. Be well, everyone, and happy Halloween. Stay safe, everyone.